Welcome back, everybody. Yesterday we went to Shenandoah National Park, which features spectacular large rock-faced mountains and one huge canyon between the mountains. You drive in one side and drive back out the other side. The RV parks inside the national park were all full because it's still Veterans Day weekend, but we were lucky enough to find a spot in a nice RV resort just outside the national park where we could relax and catch up on laundry and dumping tanks and so forth. Today we're headed not too far away from Shenandoah Park, and we're headed into Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, which are adjacent to each other. Just like several other national parks, the roads into and out of the national parks are almost as beautiful as being in the park itself. Also, like most of the other national parks, they're doing some big time work on their roads, and some roads you have to wait until traffic passes coming towards you before you can go forwards. And the parks are pretty crowded right now because of the holiday. In order to get to the huge sequoia trees, we had to climb up the scenic drive of a mountain to almost 8,000 feet because that's where the giant forest is located. The scenic road had many switchbacks and sharp drop-offs without guardrails, which made for a really white-knuckle driving experience. Janet commented, I don't know how many times, why is it that she always has to sit on the cliff side of the vehicle? I told her she doesn't have to, she can drive, but she declined the offer. Inside the forest is one tree in particular called the General Sherman tree, which is the largest living thing on the face of the earth. There's also the General Grant tree, which is probably the second largest thing, and it's called the nation's Christmas tree. One thing to make sure of before you go into any national park is to make sure you have enough fuel. We had just over a quarter of a tank, which I thought would be okay, but it almost wasn't enough because we had to climb that 8,000 foot elevation, and by the time we got to the other side of the park, our gas was running on empty. It's not a good feeling. Once we left the park, we had to drive back down the whole 8,000 feet to get back out of the national park. Once we got down, we drove over to Dinuba, California, and found a really nice Walmart where we had supper and parked overnight.